The year was 2004, and a young student at Harvard University named Mark Zuckerberg was on the verge of creating something that would change the world forever. What began as a simple college project would soon become the global social media giant we know today as Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, born in 1984 in White Plains, New York, was always a computer whiz. From an early age, he was fascinated by computers and programming. His father, a dentist, and his mother, a psychiatrist, supported his passion, and soon Mark was developing software at a high school level. In his teenage years, Mark created a program called ZuckNet, a messaging system that his family used to communicate across their house. This was just the beginning of what would soon become the foundation of something much larger. In 2002, Mark entered Harvard University, where he would study computer science and psychology. However, his time at Harvard wasn't just about academic pursuits. It was here that Mark would meet his future collaborators and begin shaping the idea that would eventually become Facebook. At Harvard, Mark lived in a dormitory and spent much of his time in front of a computer, coding late into the night. He developed several projects during his time at the university, but none were as impactful as the one he began working on in the fall of 2003, Facemash. Facemash was a website that allowed Harvard students to compare the attractiveness of their peers by placing two student photos side by side. The idea was simple: rate who was more attractive, and the site would give you a score. While Facemash gained traction, it also sparked controversy. It was shut down by Harvard after just a few days because of privacy violations, but it gave Mark a glimpse of what was possible. The concept of social interaction online, especially with college students, was something Mark was clearly passionate about, and he saw potential in creating a platform where students could connect with each other. In early 2004, Mark and his co-founder Eduardo Saverin, a fellow Harvard student, began working on a new idea. It was a platform that allowed students to connect and interact, but it was more refined than Facemash. This new project was called the Facebook, later shortened to just Facebook, and its purpose was to allow Harvard students to create personal profiles with photos and information. They could connect with others at the school, rate each other's profiles, and interact in various ways. The Facebook was launched on February 4, 2004, and initially it was only available to Harvard students. However, word quickly spread, and within a few weeks, students from other universities were clamoring to join. Mark realized he had something much bigger than just a Harvard-based project. He had created a platform that had the potential to connect people across the world. By March 2004, Facebook expanded to include students from Ivy League schools and then to other universities across the United States. Mark's innovation was a simple yet powerful one, providing a platform where people could share their personal lives, stay connected with friends, and meet new people. Facebook's appeal lay in its user-friendly interface, which allowed people to easily upload photos, create profiles, and connect with others in a way that had never been done before on the internet. But as Facebook continued to grow, so did the challenges. Mark had to face legal battles, questions about the ownership of the idea, and fierce competition from other social networks. In fact, Facebook's success didn't come without controversy. In 2004, the Winklevoss twins, Cameron and Tyler, and their business partner Divya Narendra, filed a lawsuit against Mark, claiming that he had stolen their idea for a social networking site called Harvard Connection. The legal dispute would continue for years, ultimately settling in 2008 with a $20 million payment to the Winklevoss twins and a $45 million stock agreement. But despite these challenges, Mark's vision for Facebook remained clear. By the summer of 2004, Facebook had moved its headquarters from Harvard's campus to Palo Alto, California, where it attracted more talent and investment. One of the key investors was Peter Thiel, a co-founder of PayPal, who saw the potential in Facebook and invested $500,000 in exchange for a small equity stake. This investment would prove crucial in allowing Facebook to grow rapidly. By 2005, Facebook had more than 6 million active users, and the platform was expanding at an exponential rate. Mark and his team introduced new features, including the ability to add friends, join groups, and share status updates. This was the beginning of the social media revolution. The way people interacted with the internet and each other was changing, and Facebook was at the center of it all. As Facebook grew, Mark and his team faced the challenge of monetizing the platform. In 2006, Facebook made a significant move by introducing advertising. This was a turning point for the company, as it provided a way to generate revenue while maintaining the user-friendly experience that people loved. The introduction of targeted advertising allowed Facebook to cater to the specific interests of its users, making the ads more relevant and effective. In 2007, Facebook opened its doors to the wider public, allowing anyone over the age of 13 with a valid email address to join. This decision was a pivotal one, as it allowed Facebook to grow from a niche college platform to a global social network. By 2008, Facebook had surpassed MySpace in terms of traffic, and it was clear that it was no longer just a college project. It was a global phenomenon. By 2010, Facebook had over 500 million active users and had become one of the most influential companies in the world. Mark Zuckerberg, who had started the platform as a college project, was now a billionaire and one of the most powerful figures in the tech industry. The company had become a symbol of the digital age, shaping how people communicated, shared, and interacted online. However, Facebook's journey wasn't without its share of controversy. As the company grew, so did concerns about privacy, data security, and the spread of misinformation. Facebook faced intense scrutiny from governments, regulators, and the public. The Cambridge Analytica scandal in 2018, where user data was harvested without consent and used for political purposes, was one of the most significant challenges the company has faced. It raised questions about Facebook's role in influencing elections and its responsibility to protect user data. Despite these challenges, Mark Zuckerberg remained committed to the company's mission of connecting people. In the years following the scandal, Facebook worked to implement stricter privacy policies and improve transparency. It also began to diversify its services, acquiring Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014, further solidifying its position as a leader in the social media space. In 2021, Facebook, now known as Meta, announced its plans to focus on the next evolution of the internet, the metaverse. The company rebranded to Meta to reflect its vision of creating a virtual world where people can interact, work, and socialize in new and immersive ways. This ambitious shift signaled Mark Zuckerberg's commitment to shaping the future of the internet. The story of Facebook is not just the story of a college project that turned into a multi-billion-dollar company. It is the story of how one idea, one simple college project, changed the way the world communicates. It is a story of innovation, resilience, and a vision that transcended the confines of Harvard's campus. Today, Facebook, or Meta, has over 2.8 billion monthly active users, making it one of the most widely used platforms in the world. It has become a cornerstone of modern communication, shaping how we interact with our friends, family, and the world around us. Mark Zuckerberg's journey from a college dorm room to the helm of one of the most influential tech companies in the world is a testament to the power of a simple idea and the drive to make that idea a reality. But even as Meta looks toward the future with the metaverse, the company's legacy remains firmly rooted in its original mission: to connect people. Whether it's through sharing photos, staying in touch with loved ones, or networking with colleagues, Facebook has become an integral part of daily life for billions of people around the globe. The college project that started in Mark Zuckerberg's dorm room became more than just a social media platform. It became a symbol of the digital age, influencing how we live, work, and communicate. And as Facebook continues to evolve, it is clear that its journey is far from over. The story of Facebook is still being written, and who knows where it will go next. But one thing is certain: it all started with a college project that changed the world.